This video will introduce you to the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments. This video is sponsored by the California Department of Education. Most of the summative assessments fall under the umbrella of the California Assessment of Student Performance and Progress, or CAASPP, system. For science, tests include the California Science Test, or CAST, and the California Alternate Assessment, or CAA for science. For English Language Arts, Literacy, or ELA, and Math, tests include the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments and the CAAs for ELA and Math. For Spanish Reading Language Arts, there is the optional California Spanish Assessment. This video focuses on the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments in ELA and Math. The other videos in this series cover other assessments. Let's start with a brief overview of some basics about the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments. What are the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments? They provide an annual measure of what students know and can do relative to the Common Core state standards for ELA and Math. ELA covers reading and listening, and writing and research inquiry. Math covers concepts and procedures and mathematical practices. Who takes the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments? All students in grades 3 through 8 and grade 11 take the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments in ELA and Math, unless a student's active Individualized Education Program, or IEP, designates the California Alternate Assessments. Recently arrived English learner students with a CalPADS U.S. entry date after April 15th of the previous year are exempt from the current year's ELA administration. However, they may take this assessment if they wish. There are also other exemptions, such as the parent-guardian exemption and the medical emergency exemption. When are the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments administered? For your local school or district, the test will be administered during the school's selected testing window, which has a minimum of 25 days. Districts can pick a local window that occurs after 66% of the instructional year has been completed, up until June 30th. How are the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments administered? The untimed assessment is divided into two parts: a computer adaptive test, or CAT, and a performance task, or PT. The computer adaptive test adjusts the difficulty of questions based on how a student responds. As students answer correctly, they receive more challenging questions. Incorrect answers trigger easier, less complex questions. The performance task allows students to demonstrate their ability to explore and analyze a complex real-world scenario. This allows students to apply their knowledge and higher-order thinking skills. The PT for ELA contains a writing extended response, also referred to as the full write, which requires students to read multiple sources and respond to a prompt with one extended written response. Let's shift gears and talk about how results are reported for the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments. For the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments, an overall score and achievement level is generated based on student performance on the test. These scores, which are reported at 4 levels, give a high-level perspective on a student's knowledge and skills in a content area. The 4 levels are Level 4, Advanced, Level 3, Proficient, Level 2, Developing, and Level 1, Minimal. The student will also receive information in 2 composite claims. For ELA, the composite claims are Reading and Writing, and Listening and Research Inquiry. For Math, the claims are Concepts and Procedures, and Mathematical Practices. At the composite claim level, students receive one of the following performance descriptors: below proficient, at or near proficient, and above proficient. Let's look at where to find assessment results. Results from the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments are available through the Student Score Report, or SSR, the California Educator Reporting System, or SERS, and the test results for California's assessments website. Let's look at each of these sources. Families get access to their student scores through the Student Score Reports, which are sent to families either electronically or on paper. Each score report is designed to help families identify where their child is excelling or where they may need further support. Student score reports are generated in the student's primary home language, and LEAs can request additional languages in the Test Operations Management System, or TOMS. Educators have access to their Smarter Balanced Summative Assessment results in the California Educator Reporting System, or SERS. SERS allows educators to analyze student assessment performance prior to the public release of all results, which occurs in the fall. The general public can access Smarter Balanced Summative Assessment data from the California Department of Education's Test Results for California's Assessments website. The public release of data occurs in the fall. Since these results are public, they are aggregate results, and no specific student scores are available. Local educational agencies, or LEAs, are strongly encouraged to start using their local assessment data for planning as soon as the results are available. Teachers and administrators have the ability to review data and start planning prior to the close of the school year, making the data even more actionable. Please keep in mind, when using the summative assessment results, that they really provide the big picture and should always be considered in combination with other information. Summative assessment results are just one of the many indicators schools and school districts can use to guide instruction and support student achievement. Thank you for watching this video about the Smarter Balanced Summative Assessments. We hope it has provided you with some tools to further build your understanding.